Westinghouse. Westinghouse Studio One. Westinghouse, the name that means sureness. Whether it's on America's most popular clothes dryer or atomic submarines for our defense. Whether it's a product for your home or your business or your farm or your factory, you can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
This is Razor Blue CP. How do you hear me? Over. Razor Red. Razor Red, this is Razor Blue CP. Razor Blue CP. Come in, please. Come in, please, Razor Red. Razor Red, this is Razor Blue CP. Razor Blue CP calling Razor Red. Roger, easy, dog, red, Razor Red. Come in, please.
What do you think? How about you, Frank?
Razor Red.
Don't ask me, Major.
Red, this is Razor Blue.
1 minute I got a company on an attack.
Razor Blue CP.
The next minute,
Come in, please.
I got 13 men designated as the rear guard to a division. What happened?
What we call a fluid situation. Fluid situation.
Razor Red.
That's any battle you're losing when you don't want to admit it. A couple hours in combat, we lose a regimental staff, not to mention a regiment.
Well, what's the plan now, Major?
We're to hold this riverbank until we get the order to move back.
That's some plan.
I want to know where every company's dug in. I want to know how many effectives we've got, and that includes walking wounded. I want somebody to handle S4.
That'll be Captain Mitchell, he's supply.
Captain Mitchell's dead. You handle it, Peters. Franks, you check the perimeter. You two stay close to this house where I can get a hold of you. That was a nice bridge you put up, Chick.
We aimed to please. Yeah, it was a nice bridge.
What's with you? What's with you? This a bridge? Don't do no good, sir. I've been trying to make contact for the past hour. Nothing. Keep trying. Yes, sir. What's the matter? Your fingers cold?
Yes, sir, like ice.
What's that?
I'm not complaining. You asked me, my fingers were cold.
All right.
Razor Red, this is Razor Blue CP. Razor Blue CP. Come in, please.
It's a crazy war. We spent 3 days trying to span that river. 3 days standing in our hips up to ice. 3 days building and 3 minutes to blow it up. The Army. You know, when I get back to the States, I'm not going to give them 5 cents in taxes. Sure, we should have left it standing with a big sign in red Chinese. This way to the 29th Regiment. Artistic engineers. All I meant, we went to a lot of...
And all I meant was for you to knock it off.
Still no answer?
No, sir. Seems kind of silly to...
What's that?
Well, Hannafy and me been on this radio since yesterday morning, sir.
We're kind of beat.
Why, you poor boys. My heart bleeds. You know who you're trying to make contact with?
Platoon of A Company.
Platoon of A Company, that's right. 20 men on a patrol. And if you were out there across the river with them, you'd be doing a little fancy praying that somebody would talk you back home. All right, Emma?
Yes, sir. Razor Red, this is Razor Blue CP. Razor Red, this is Razor Blue CP. Over.
Sorry, guy, I didn't mean anything about the preacher.
I know you didn't.
Razor
Nobody
Red,
means anything by
Razor
anything.
Red. This is Razor Blue.
All I know is that in 2 weeks, the stinking lousy major's in command of a 500-man, half-frozen rump outfit that's supposed to be a regiment. And out there are probably 10 square divisions of hopped-up bugle blowers who could ram through us like iron through lace. Chick, I got 500 men running on my back, all looking straight at me to tell them what to do. And I got a patrol of 20 men out, probably all feet up by now because I sent them out.
Major Gaylord,
What'll you have?
Captain Stone wants to know about evacuating the wounded. We got 93 men ought to go back, sir.
What do you think I got? A travel bureau in here? If I had transportation, we wouldn't be sitting here. I got a real fantastic staff here. I'll go with you. Chick, stick here, will you?
Razor Red, this is Razor Blue CP. Razor Red, this is Razor Blue CP. Over. Razor Red, this is Razor Blue CP. Razor Blue CP. Come in, please. Come in, please.
My name is Richard Golden. I live at 116 Latham Street, Denton, New York. My name is Richard Golden. I live at 116 Latham Street, Denton, New York. My name is Richard Golden. I live at 116 Latham Street, Denton, New York. My name is Richard Golden. I live at 116 Latham Street, Denton, New York. My name is Richard Golden.
Hello?
I live at 116
Yes, sir. I got men here who
Latham
need to be evacuated.
I can't help.
New York. My name is Richard Golden. I live at 116 Latham Street, Denton, New York. My name is Richard Golden. I live at 116 Latham Street, Denton, New York.
Can you hold out?
I need 10 crates of bandage. I needed under 100 pints of plasma, a couple of cases of sulfothiazole, and a whole quartermaster full of dry clothing. Not to mention morphine, ether, distilled water.
My name is Richard Golden. I live at 116 Latham Street, Denton.
Arms all mashed. What he needs is about 3 hours on the table, holding the limb clean, tendon and muscle tissue reduced 2/3 normal bulk,
New York.
bone set, it's broken in 3
My name
places,
is Richard Golden.
and about 3 strips of skin off his belly to graft onto the arm,
Denton, New York.
and we'd put it in a cast. That's what he really
My
needs
name
for
is
that.
Richard Golden.
You can't do it?
I live at 116
What can you do?
Latham.
The only thing I can do here, cut his arm
New York.
off.
My name is Richard Golden. I live at 116 Latham. Denton, New York. My name is Richard Golden. I live at 116 Latham. Denton, New York. My name is Richard Golden.
Hold out as long as you can, Doc.
I'll be here if you want me.
New York. My name is Richard Golden. I live at
Son.
116 Latham Street.
Son, can you hear me?
Denton, New York.
You're okay now, soldier.
I live at 116
You're okay.
Latham Street, Denton, New York. My name is Richard Golden. I live at 116. No word, Major?
From who?
Anybody?
Maybe by tomorrow.
Ammo's low. 20, 30 rounds a man. And that's it. Got 3 machine guns left. Nothing heavier. No food. No communication with any main body.
That perimeter's thin, Major. You could drive a train through those gaps. And there are plenty of gaps.
Anybody in the room got a pleasant word?
Cleveland. Cleveland, Ohio. That's a very pleasant word.
Major, I got something. It's on a key. It's for us, all right. Razor Blue Command.
Commanding Officer, Razor Blue Force. Hold present position until 0600 tomorrow, then attempt move forces southward. Marine unit to your left, effect junction with you at grid 6, coordinate 9.
That's 6 miles south.
That's good. At least somebody knows where we are. I feel like an orphan that's just been adopted.
Peters, you and Anderson go down the line, give them the word. Password from now until then is Lily White. Got it?
Lily White, check. Let's go, Andy.
Every 15 minutes, try to get that patrol.
Yes, sir. I've been trying. Nothing yet.
Still out there, huh?
Still out there, someplace. Trucks across the river.
A lot of them. Sounds like artillery. What do you make of it, Gay? Build up?
Probably. I've been trying to figure why they waited this long.
Just static, Major Gill.
Try the patrol again.
Yes. Razor Red, this is Razor Blue, CP. Razor Red, this is Razor Blue, CP. Come in, Razor Red, come in.
Major Gaylord, I'm Jones, sir, A Company.
So?
Well, a platoon of my company was sent out yesterday afternoon on a patrol.
We're trying to make contact now.
You haven't heard from them, then?
Not yet.
May I ask the purpose of that patrol?
You're on line, Lieutenant. It should be quite obvious why a patrol is sent out in a situation like ours.
To ascertain the strength and location of the enemy? You mean you don't know, sir?
You concerned about them, are you, Jones?
There are 20 of my men.
I didn't know that. Your brand wasn't on them. Had I known, I'd have sent out 3 rocks and a platoon of Army nurses.
Major Gaylord, those men don't stand a chance across that river. And I want to know whose decision it was to send them across.
My decision. You satisfied?
How about another patrol to hunt for them?
Negative.
Look, just a couple of men and myself.
Negative.
then.
I can't spare a couple of men now.
You could spare 20 yesterday afternoon.
That was yesterday afternoon.
Begging your pardon.
Don't beg my pardon, Jones.
Speak your piece and get back to your company.
My company's 5 effectives, 40 litter cases. The rest are flat on their face for 3 miles up the road.
What do you want, Jones? Taps and an invocation? At 0600, we're moving back. Straight back.
When we pull back, do we leave them out there?
That'll do it.
Yes, sir.
Franks, tell the medics we're moving back. See what they need in the way of litter bearers. We'll try to supply.
Yes, sir.
Well?
Nothing, sir.
Oh, brother, wait until he makes colonel.
There's only one thing worse than a bad command. That's admitting it.
You call the shots as you saw them. I think they'll make it back.
And if they don't?
Check off 20.
That's simple, huh? Like balancing a budget.
Look, Gay, I'm an engineer. I don't know anything about the niceties of a commander's conscience. I'm up on bridges, and that's it. But you did a nice job. Corralling those 500 guys across the river, helping them save their necks. I don't see the point in getting your guts all worked out just because one single patrol happened to have bad luck.
I sent him out.
Who sent you out? And who sent the guy out who sent you out? What's the matter? Didn't you give an order before that cost a man's life? That's the difference between being in the Army and running a laundry.
Once before, there was something like this. Lady Island in the Philippines. I was a platoon sergeant. We left the guy as a rear guard for a column. He disappeared in the jungle.
Go on.
That night, we set up a perimeter close by.
Well, go on.
This guy, the one we left out there, he comes out of the jungle, and he starts walking straight toward us. We could see him. We could even see his face. Somebody yelled, "Password. Give us a password." He just kept coming toward us. Pretty soon, every man in the holes is standing up screaming for this guy to give us a password of something. There was a platoon lieutenant with me. I was on the BAR. The Louis waited. And waited. And then when this guy was, maybe 10 yards from us, he tells me, spray him. And I did. I sprayed him.
Go on.
That was it. Till next morning when we went out to get him. His hands were tied behind his back. There were 3 Jap bodies behind him, all dead. He didn't give the password. He wanted us to shoot, so the Japs couldn't come in with him. Every time after that, when I'd remember this guy walking toward me in the moonlight, and I'd get this sick feeling, I'd think to myself, it was an order. He just followed an order. Now it isn't one guy in the moonlight. It's 20. Only this time I can't point any fingers. When I get sick, I stay sick. Because it was my own order.
Major Gaylord, I think I've got the patrol.
Razor Blue CP. Razor Blue CP. This is Razor Red Patrol. This is Razor Red Patrol. Repeat. This is Razor Red Patrol. Over.
Now that you've seen part one of the strike, let's turn to our Westinghouse program and Betty Furness. Anybody want a lukewarm Coke?
I bet you'd prefer it ice cold. But some refrigerators just don't have enough room to store plenty of Cokes like this and keep them perfectly chilled in the hot weather. But you can file over a dozen Cokes or other beverages in this special Westinghouse beverage keeper. Located right under the freezer, the right degree of cold keeps it perfectly chilled even in the very hottest kitchen. Yes, this exciting new Westinghouse food file refrigerator gives you the right cold for every single kind of food. Now, only the Westinghouse is engineered to give you the different kinds of cold that you need for different kinds of food. Well, take fresh meats, for instance. Now, in this exclusive Westinghouse meat keeper, a special circulating cold keeps meats fresh days longer. And then up here in this big freezer, of course, your frozen foods are kept safely frozen. And then look, down here, these shelves roll out. And just the right cold is there for general storage. And you know how lettuce gets so wilted in some refrigerators? Well, just see how dewy fresh these Westinghouse humidors, and there are 2 of them, keep lettuce and other vegetables. Now, the perfect place for eggs is in the top of the door right over here. There are 4 separate egg keepers. They tilt like that, or you can lift them right out if you like. And this you'll love, too. Here's a special cheese file and a snack file where you can keep leftover picnic sandwiches, for instance, fresh for days. No other refrigerator gives your food such perfect protection. And, of course, this food file refrigerator is frost-free. And that means no defrosting in the freezer and no defrosting in the refrigerator. Be sure that you get a genuine Westinghouse refrigerator. There's a size for every kitchen and a price for every pocketbook, as low as $191. And remember, you can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
We return now to Westinghouse Studio 1 and the strike.
Go ahead, Razor Red. Go ahead.
What's the matter?
They can transmit so that they don't receive. They're not hearing us.
Razor Blue CP. This is Razor Red Patrol. Do you hear us at all? Over. Razor Red, this is Razor Blue CP. Over. Equipment may be bad. Repeat. Our equipment may be bad, so we'll continue to send, just in case we're coming through. We're going to wait till dawn. Try to head downstream and cross over to you. In case you can't hear us, I'm stating position now. Repeat. I'm stating our position. Grid 9, coordinate 7. Repeat. Grid 9, coordinate 7. There's a million colonies all around us, so we won't try to make contact again until we make our move. Over and out.
Razor Red, this is Razor Blue CP. Do you hear us at all? Over.
Ah, that's it, Major. No need trying anymore.
Okay, in about half an hour to get try Army. What about the wounded, Frank?
Captain Sloan says 30 cases shouldn't be moved at all on foot. And 15 of those are suicides if we try.
Mention that if you make contact. Ask if we can get helicopters in here.
Yes, sir. Helicopters.
Major, there's some people outside the perimeter on the left. Don't know the password, claim they're English.
Let them through one by one.
Yes, sir.
Grid 9, coordinate 7. That puts the patrol about here.
Right in the middle of them.
At least they're alive.
Did you Gaylord? Lieutenant Shaxfield.
How do you do, Major? Thanks very much for letting our chaps in. We've been wandering about out there since this morning.
How many men do you have, Lieutenant?
9, all told. Our unit's the 10th Fusiliers. We're on detached duty with your 31st Regiment. It's the same old story. We're here. God knows where the rest are. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Captain Walker. We met him hitchhiking up the road a bit.
How are you, Major?
Do people have anything to eat?
If this is an invitation, Major...
I can give you some used and reused coffee. We're moving out at 0600. We're not being supplied up here at all.
Well, we can pull up a bit, I suppose. Did you mention coffee?
Better take it at a gulp.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, let's see now. What shall we drink a toast to? How about to all the discretion that's been the better part of valor these past few weeks? That's a bad joke, I'm afraid. Sorry.
How about to the victory?
How about that? To the victory. Cheers. You know, sir, I told you we should have headed for a Brazilian outfit. I was certain we'd get decent coffee there. It's a funny stinking war. No mistake.
They didn't teach this brand at Sandhurst, did they?
No. As a matter of fact, they taught us that a good offense is the best defense. You chaps have had a rough go, haven't you?
You taking a poll, are you?
Well, Britain always loses every battle except the last one. We could ride along on that, I suppose, for a while. Where do you want us to put, Major?
Peters, put them where they're needed.
Yes, sir.
Laughing boy and his 9 Fusiliers. Big deal. Coming, Franks?
Where are we going?
Gonna plug up a couple of gaps.
Oh, baby, it's cold outside. Well, call us if we need it, Major. Cough.
I'm afraid I'm sort of added dead weight around here now, aren't I, Major?
We're not planning any services, if that's what you mean.
How about the wounded? I could probably help them.
The aid station is 100 yards to the rear. But, you better stay in here and warm up a little more.
Thanks. I'll try and not get in your way.
Been out here long, Chaplain?
1 month. 1 month to the day. I was on my way to Enchon when the Chinese came down. Since then, it's been sort of a grandstand seat at a calamity. Chaplains should be able to be with men who are dying, to comfort them. It seems they die too quickly. Too many numbers and too many diverse places.
I'll bet your good book is being used principally for sandbagging gun emplacements.
You have a faith, Major?
It's around here someplace, momentarily mislaid.
Why?
Why? I suppose it's because order suddenly turned upside down. We find ourselves without any base. Things we thought were true aren't true anymore. Things we believed in. Ourselves, for example.
Are you afraid?
I have no time to be afraid.
Check over here, chap.
Ask me. As I said before, Captain, you'll find your aid station 100 yards to the rear.
I'm sorry I posed the unforgivable question. You never mention fear in front of enlisted men, do you? I mean, letting them know that an officer might be afraid too.
Chaplains have carte blanche in that respect. You can ask anything you want. You're the Army's chosen people.
And as a point of interest, Major, are you afraid?
What are you hunting for, Chaplain? Reassurance? I'm fresh out of reassurance. You see out there? That's our escape route. The only one available. I've got to lead these men through it in less than 3 hours. And across the river, the Chinese are setting it up for artillery. Setting it up someplace to look right smack down our throats. Just waiting for our withdrawal. Then they let us have it.
Major, I'd like to be able to help you. Take some of the weight off.
Ask God to deliver a patrol of 20 men I sent across that river. Deliver them safe and sound. Your aid station's over here, Chaplain. Tell Captain Sloan I sent you. You're at his disposal. Everything from bandaging to last rites.
This came in, sir. Hey, here's an express thing to an armistice. Bottle of South Korean Joy Juice guaranteed 20 days old. That'll warm the cockles of your heart. It'll probably eat away your heart.
9th Army just contacted us.
No kidding. What's the picture?
The plans changed?
Air Force is sending planes across to observe across the river. They're going to try to spot their artillery, then call for an airstrike simultaneous with our withdrawal.
Oh, those wonderful, sweet, charming, lovable Air Force guys. I love them. I really do.
They're also going to try to send helicopters in for our wounded. I think I'll tell Sloan that. I'd like to see one smiling face in this mob.
Oh, I love those guys. Love them to death.
We might get out of here with our skins yet.
I'll be right back.
Well, be my guest. Hey, Chick, you want to swallow? Chick.
Huh? Oh, yeah, after you.
Go ahead.
Thanks, Captain.
Yeah, thanks. He's still sweating out that patrol, isn't he?
Wouldn't you?
Sure. Would and have, but with him there's a difference. With him it's personal. Look, you know him pretty good, Chick. What's his problem?
That is his problem. His job's always been logistics. You know, so many men fit in this line, so many men form this column, so many eat this much and fire this much and can get so far on so many vehicles. And all of a sudden they put him in a situation where men aren't just numbers. They're flesh, they're blood. They got identity. When you cross them off, it isn't just arithmetic anymore.
This boy's not what you would call good officer material.
This boy is, well, he could be chief of staff, except for a flaw.
That flaw is a big one.
Concern for your fellow man? In times of sanity, might be called an attribute. Values. All kinds of values. Hey, how about it, Marconi? You put your name on that?
Lots left, sir. I'm the only unselfish radio operator in the United States Army.
Hey, Ross, come here.
Well, what is it?
They spotted the county artillery. Grid 9, coordinate 7. We're supposed to shoot up a blue flare when we want to strike.
I'm going to get the major.
Grid 9, coordinate. Captain! Grid 9, coordinate 7. Captain, if the major wants to call a strike there, it won't be only the county artillery you'll get hit. That's where our patrol is. Right there.
Better get him, Franks.
Right.
Yes, me, Captain.
If I asked you for anything besides the time of day, I mean you're the last man alive between here and Honolulu. Now be at ease.
Captain.
Come in.
What do you think the major will call?
Ask the major.
Well, what if it were your decision?
I don't know. I don't know anything except bridges. Only bridges. Thank God I'm not an infantry major.
Where's the message? On the table, sir.
Grid 9, coordinate 7. They want an airstrike there. That's where that patrol is. That's where that A Company platoon is. They want to pulverize the area. And that's where that patrol is.
Holy God, what a deal. What a miserable deal.
All right. What do we do? Anybody got any ideas?
Wearing the gold leaf. That makes you number one, Gay.
I can't.
Major. The alternative is sending 500 men through an artillery barrage that an ant couldn't get through. I don't think there's much choice.
You don't, huh?
Look, Major, are you the CO here or aren't you?
I'm the CO.
Well then, how will you have it? A strike and all that cannon sticking down our throats? Or stick your head in the ground and make believe this is the maneuver in Louisiana?
They said you contacted the patrol. Well? Are they all right? Major? Are they all right? Is there anything we can do?
The chaplain can prepare the service. You can give me their names. And I can give the order to blow them to hell. Cheers!
Now let's pause a moment and turn to our Westinghouse program and Betty Furness. Who said green peas?
Yes, this has happened to me, and I'll bet it's happened to you, too. You forget all about the peas, the pan boils dry, and there they are all stuck to the bottom of the pan, burned and all shriveled up. But just look at this pan of peas. Now, they were left on for the same length of time, and yet they're not burned at all. I'll bet you're saying that's impossible. Well, it would be if they'd been left on an ordinary unit, but not on this brand new 1954 Westinghouse electric range, and here's why. It's the only range that's made with the sensational electronic unit. It remembers to watch your cooking even if you forget, so foods can't burn. You see this little device in the center of the unit? Well, it's a heat-control thermostat called the electronic eye. It fits snugly to the bottom of the pan. Now, all you do is just set the unit to warm, boil, or fry, and forget it. The electronic unit starts cooking quickly, and it keeps your food at a constant temperature by automatically turning the current on and off. Now, that unit is so automatic that even if you forget your cooking, foods can't burn. And this beautiful Westinghouse electric range gives you completely automatic cooking in this huge miracle-sealed oven, too. All you do is just set this automatic timer here to start and stop the oven, and your dinner cooks perfectly while you're away. Yes, you really can't imagine what a joy cooking is until you own a new Westinghouse electric range. There are 10 speed electric models for you to choose from, including these 4 budget-priced models. You can own one for as little as $1.58 a week after a small down payment. See them at your dealer tomorrow. Be sure to ask for a genuine Westinghouse electric range because, remember, you can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
We return now to Westinghouse Studio 1 and the strike.
Let's stay put out there.
What do you want, Frank?
Nothing, sir.
It's getting close to that time, sir.
I got a watch, Franks.
How about transmitting that strike signal?
When we're ready to move out, we'll call for an airstrike, and not before.
Look, Major. You asked for somebody else to make a decision for you.
I'll recommend you for the Silver Star. Now get out of here.
Franks?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. I'm a lousy commanding officer. I know that.
Look, Major. Let me give you my philosophy on a war. It doesn't make any difference what level you fight it on. It stinks on any level. Only when you give commands, it stinks worse.
The wounded are ready to be evacuated, sir. Any idea of when the helicopters are due?
Any time before 0600, that's all I know.
Thank you. I'll notify Captain Sloan.
You, want a cup of coffee? You look dead on your feet.
Thanks. I could use a cup of coffee. Quiet out there. Hardly a sound. Anything new on that patrol?
We're going to have to cross them off, Chappie. 20 for 500. That's not a bad price.
Cheap? My God, it's cheap. Only 20 lives? This is bargain day in North Korea.
I like your heart, Major, but your logic isn't very commendable. Tonight, you shouldn't suffer any pangs at those flyers who have to drop the bombs.
They don't know what's down there by the objective. They think it's Chinese artillery. They don't know there's a patrol of GIs there, too.
And if they knew, would they refuse to handle the mission? Major Gaylord, I'm a man of God. All my life I preached compassion and love of fellow man. But I must look you right in your face and tell you there are things that we must do that are ugly and rotten. But we must do them.
You're not moralizing. You're rationalizing. I don't think you know what you're doing. I swear I don't.
What do you want, Major? Somebody to agree with you? To call you a butcher? A stupid butcher who sent 20 men to their death? Is that what you want me to tell you?
I want somebody to deliver a patrol of 20 men I sent across that river. Alive. And if they can't do that, give me a reason why those men have to die. A reason I'll believe. In short, all I want is a miracle. And if I can't get that, I'd like to strip off this conscience of mine. Strip it off like an overcoat. Inject something into my immortal soul to make me numb. So that I'll quit feeling. So that I'll be a commanding officer instead of my brother's keeper. Major, you'd better get out here. Who is it? Who's out there?
Lieutenant Jones.
He said he'd get that patrol out of there.
Yeah, get it back before 2 lanes already started across.
All right, then I want covering fire for him. Machine gunners, aim over his head. Aim over the head of the man swimming there.
Keep going, Cole. You're wasting ammunition. He barely got offshore. Poor kid. Poor crazy kid.
Maybe he wasn't so crazy. Maybe he's the only sane one we had. Chappie, do anything you like, understand? Sing a nice melodic hymn. Prostrate yourself in the rich Korean dirt. But don't pray, you hear me? I don't want any prayers. Do you understand? No prayers! Cap Franks?
Yes, sir.
You're in command. When we get back, if we get back, you can write the whole thing up. Starting with my sending out the patrol. I'll witness it myself. Helicopters. 5 of them.
Read it. See that Captain Sloan gets the details to help load the stretcher cases.
Yes, sir. Cap Franks. Cap Franks? It's a blue flare, that's the signal. The planes will come in from the southwest. They'll watch this area for your signal. They'll start their run from directly above us and then come in at treetop level. When they're finished, bombs and napalm. When they're finished, you can start moving out without worrying about artillery. There shouldn't be any.
You've gone this far.
And not one stinking half inch further. This is where I get off. This is where the boys separate from the men. It's not morality. It's not conscience altogether. It's just that I can't give a command that'll kill 20 men. Something inside me won't let me.
One of us can give the command. What is it but a movement of the arm? The arm down, flare up, that's all it is. One of us
He can do it himself. You can do it yourself, Major. You don't need any crutches. This is your job, Major Gaylord. Commanding. And by God, you're going to command.
Why? Why am I?
Because nobody dies for nothing. And if you pull out now, it's admitting that 20 men across the river are dying for nothing. And I don't think they should. You talk about principles. Well, you're giving a command for an airstrike as a principle with me now. If you give it, it is a command. If one of us has to do it, it's just an order for an execution.
That makes sense to me, Gay.
Wounds are all evacuated, Major. Anytime you want to start hiking, the doctor's ready.
There'll be an airstrike across the river just as we start pulling back. Just to make sure a shell doesn't take away your practice.
Good enough. Major, a lot of the boys being evacuated, well, they were full of thanks. I took some of them by proxy, but I figure you rated most of them for getting us back in one piece. Pretty green boys, even I could see that, but you kept your nerve and...
Sounds like them. We're all set, Major. Corporal here will shoot up that flare whenever you say.
Whatever I say.
Privilege of rank.
Not just the privilege, the responsibility.
All right. Responsibility. I'm not shirking it, I'm analyzing it. And I've got this to say. These gold leaves give me the power of God to give, take, and trade lives. Tonight, I'm trading lives. 20 boys across the river for all of ours. That's a pretty fair numerical exchange. That's militarily sound. That's good tactical procedure. 20 for 500. But deep inside my gut, I'm going to ache from this second on. And this is an ache no medic's going to cure. These are the responsibilities of command you don't read in the West Point manual. These have got first and last names. 20 of each.
You had your job, they had theirs. Yours was to make decisions. Theirs was to spot artillery and report back.
Is there actually any honest-to-God justification for the death of 20 human beings?
Yes. When you can save 500 of them. One of the pilots of those helicopters said it was a ground-to-air message from a patrol out there that told them where the artillery was. If it hadn't been for that message, they might never have spotted it. That's another thing we owe you for, sending that patrol out. Like the man says, I might have lost my practice.
All right, everybody. Let's move out. You people on the left, follow this end out. Intervals of 20 yards between companies. All right, come on, let's move out. Hey, company, move out. You too, Franks, everybody out.
B Company, move out.
Corporal.
Ready, sir.
On my signal. How goes the war, Chappie? You have a nice, apt, forceful quotation from the good book to cover a situation like this?
He giveth, and he taketh away.
And does he give us that power?
I think he does, Major. Sometimes I think he does.
All right, Corporal. Let her go. God rest their souls. And God, forgive me.
He'll do both, Major. I'm sure he'll do both.
Now here's Betty Furness to tell you about the good old summertime.
Well, whoever invented the phrase "in the good old summertime" certainly forgot how hot it gets in July and August. That is, unless, of course, you have this beautiful new Westinghouse room air conditioner. It keeps you cool in summer, freshens the air all year round, and warms in winter, too. And the Westinghouse is draft-free, too. You see, when the grills are this way, the air blows out this way, and then if you turn the grill, just by turning it, the air will blow up this way. And that means that you control the flow of air. The Westinghouse gives you 10 different comfort zones. And all you have to do is just push a single button on this comfort control panel, and you change the weather. And the Westinghouse is chill-free, too. You just turn this adjustable thermostat to control the coolness. So look for this sign. See your certified dealer. You can own a Westinghouse room air conditioner for as little as $3.25 a week after a small down payment. And remember, you can be sure if it's Westinghouse. Ruined by dampness. But the amazing new Westinghouse electric dehumidifier will stop this. It takes dampness out of the air and puts it in a container, dries the air in summer, and heats in winter. See your dealer for a free home trial on the new Westinghouse dehumidifier.